All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, doing something a little bit different here. I wanted to check out this video from Woo Hoops, and this one came out a couple of months ago. But I've quickly become a big fan of Woo Hoops, and I'm trying to react to as many of his videos as possible, just because like I really want to watch these in general. And I don't know, like the consensus has been pretty even in comments from you guys that you guys are a fan of this channel as well. I just think it's a great up and coming channel. So like production, like narrative wise, narration, I mean, like it's all there. And plus he's hitting on these cool stories that aren't like buzzword stories. You know, it's not like he's just trying to react to the latest news. He's actually going through like the history of the game. And anyways, I'm blabbing here. This one is called the NBA GM who used burner accounts to trash his players. And I feel like I know who this is, but I can't remember. Was this Philly? Was this the Clippers? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But I'm sure the second it gets in, and the second because I can't see the thumbnail right now, like whoever it is, I'm going to remember. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this one. I hope you guys are too. As I always do, I'm going to link the original video from Woo Hoops down below in the description for you all. If you want to check out his channel, go for it. Shoot him a like, give him a subscribe if you like it. Let him know where you came from, all that good stuff. His channel's starting to climb up. He's at about 23,000 subscribers, so happy for him. Everybody, excuse me, please forgive the fact that I'm like still a tiny bit sick, so I'm coughing a little uncontrollably sometimes, but I'm gonna do my best to control that, like I just did right there. Anyways, let's do it.
In the 2017-2018 NBA season, Twitter drama was never far away. The season kicked off with Kevin Durant getting caught using burner accounts, and later Steve Kerr accidentally tweeting something meant for a DM. But these moments will all pale in comparison to what would happen by season end. I promise you that this is a story.
Yeah, I can't believe KD did this, man. Oh, he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good. It was just him and Russ. Yep. That's him. Steve Kerr report. Steve Kerr escapes NBA fine after deleted tweet criticizing officials. Oh, what was that tweet?
Even more bizarre.
I don't remember that one.
Remember, a story that you have to see to believe.
Bring it.
To begin, we must go all the way back to 2015. The date is December 1st, 2015. The Philadelphia 76ers are playing the Lakers, and they're currently coming off an NBA record of 28 straight losses.
Oh, so it was Philly. Okay, that's what I thought.
So why not? Shoot it again, Kobe. Yes!
Wait, what was this trash? Hold up. All right.
28 straight losses.
Dish out to Kobe. Kobe for three. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys ready to rebound.
So why not? Shoot it again, Kobe. Yes!
Oh, wait. Sorry.
The Philadelphia 76ers are playing the Lakers, and they're currently coming...
Okay. We've got 5. We've got 5 ready to rebound here.
Off an NBA record of 28 straight losses.
Wow.
Russell, why not? Shoot it again, Kobe. Yes!
Wow.
He's 3 for 4.
But this actually isn't bad. This was all by design. You see, the 76ers currently employ a man by the name of Sam Hinkie, their GM. Sam Hinkie was an outcast from the very beginning of his tenure, an analytics-driven mind who's worked with numbers all his life. When Hinkie was introduced...
Great. Yeah, it's guys like this that have kind of screwed this league.
As the Sixers GM in 2013, he made his intentions very clear.
I start with an end in mind and everything. The mantra here has been very clear, which is to compete for championships.
You see, Hinkie understood that the only thing that's worse than being bad in the NBA is being mediocre. Hinkie came to the realization that for a team to be a true contender, you need a generational superstar.
I think all the best teams have been built around great players, and we're going to be particularly focused on that.
And
He
Hinkie's
looks like a guy who should be in like the finance sector, not in pro sports.
first ever draft lottery, there was this foreshadowing moment of what's about to come.
Do you like this process?
What's that?
The lottery process.
And he wanted to give himself as many chances as possible to strike gold, which means losing as many games as possible, even if that means the most in NBA history. Now back to 2015. You see, Hinkie's plan at this point is kind of a mixed bag, but it did land them Joel Embiid, who is currently sitting out the season due to an injury. And unfortunately, on this night, their losing streak was snapped by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Begin the celebration. Say goodbye to 0-18. Say goodbye to a 28-game losing streak. Sixers, my friends, have won a basketball game.
Wow.
But the league is about to step in and do something unprecedented to force a change. Before we get back to the story, in 2015-2016 season, this was Kobe's farewell tour.
Yeah.
I remember at the time trying to find different sites to go buy tickets, and ultimately I decided on SeatGeek, which is coincidentally today's sponsor. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including live concerts, sports, festivals, and more. And actually, I make it a point to go to a couple Laker games every year, and ever since 2016, I've been buying my tickets through SeatGeek. Football is in full swing, and basketball and hockey are back. Plus, artists like Post Malone are on tour. SeatGeek puts all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure you're getting a good deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And you know I came through for you guys. Use my code WooHoops for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek.
Well, that's
$20
actually
off your first purchase with promo code WooHoops.
I've actually never used SeatGeek. I might have to use this. That's cool.
Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app.
Obviously not to go to a Suns game, but maybe a concert.
Tanking wasn't a new concept. Many teams have done it before, but Hinkie committed the ultimate sin. He said the quiet part out loud, often referring to following the big picture of the process.
They're doing this on purpose. They want to stink up the joint so they can stop. That's the problem.
6 days after the Lakers game on December 7th, the league said enough is enough.
The 76ers announced the hiring of Jerry Colangelo as a special advisor, sources telling ESPN.com that the move was lobbied by the league office after owners routinely complained about the economic drag the 76ers were inflicting on the league.
After that season ended, on April 6th, Sam Hinkie was stepped down as the GM of the 76ers.
Let him be some team's capologist, but he should never, ever, ever in this lifetime be a general manager again.
Upon leaving,
Agreed. He's approaching this whole thing again, kind of like finance. So there's a saying, you know, when you're wealthy, you know, you're fine. When you're lower class, like it's hard to get to middle class, but also, you know, there's benefits involved and stuff like that. But like it's easier to stay there. Just like if you're wealthy, it's pretty easy to stay wealthy. But when you're in the middle, you're middle class, it's almost impossible to get to the higher class because all the, you know, the game is kind of rigged against you to hammer you down, and you're more likely to fall into low class because of that weight pulling you down. So middle class, you know, so I see what he's saying. Like there's nothing worse than being a middle of the road team, you know, because yeah, you're not getting a good draft pick, but you're also not contending for a championship. So you're kind of just like existing with no possible direction. But come on, man, this is professional sports, dude. You know, this is not finance. You go out there and you freaking compete. So I don't agree with this mentality of, well, we're middle of the road, might as well just tank it so we can get a good draft pick. You don't build character like that. Not everything is freaking numbers.
Hinkie turned in a 13-page manifesto as his resignation letter. Here's a quote that really sums up the piece. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe."
Wow.
But not all Sixers fans were impressed, as this one fan could not even get past the first page. Shortly thereafter, Brian Colangelo, the son of Jerry Colangelo, was hired to be the new GM of the 76ers.
Nice.
And thank God
His father, Jerry, did a lot of good work here in Phoenix.
that Philadelphia suddenly appears to be committed, Skip, to at least trying.
Colangelo, who was at the time most notable for being the GM that drafted Andrea Bargnani #1 overall, and for these big callers. But all jokes aside, Colangelo was a pretty formidable GM. Through his career, Colangelo is a 2-time Executive of the Year who did develop the reputation of someone who produced wins. Interesting enough, Colangelo might also be the first GM to openly admit to have tried tanking before while he was with the Raptors. But what's important to note here is that Bryan Colangelo was probably walking into the most desirable situation in the NBA.
They should thank God for what Sam Hinkie left them with. 6 additional first-round picks, $50 million in cap space.
Yes.
This is especially important as there was one impending upcoming free agent that every team in the league had their eyes on. In Colangelo's first year as the GM, Ben Simmons would sit out the season due to injury, but he would gain Joel Embiid back, and from the very first game, Embiid looked like a certified stud.
Jumper. It's good. Joel Embiid does it again.
The fans, of course, show their appreciation for what led them to this point.
Brings it up through him. And they're chanting, "Trust the process," in a nod to Sam Hinkie.
Embiid being the result of Hinkie's
Yeah, trust the process, huh? Shoot.
process, nicknamed himself the process.
Oh,
But I
boy.
used to get calls about like, can you please tell Joel not to mention, the process name? Like, we trying to move on from it. And I was like, all right, watch this.
Colangelo was often criticized by the fan base on social media, but he also did have his own defenders as well, who I suppose grew tired of Hinkie's process. The Sixers would make an 18-game improvement from the previous season, catapulting them from the worst team in the East to the second worst. During the NBA draft lottery, the Sixers would win the 3rd pick overall, and Sixers fans showed their appreciation for Bryan Colangelo by raising a banner for
Geno Stakes. Oh. And you got that? Of course you guys have that at the arena or at the stadium. Damn, dude. I gotta go to a Philly game and go get me a Philly cheesesteak. Except for Philly kind of sucks. Sorry, guys. Trust the process.
With Colangelo's sight being set on consensus number 1 pick Markelle Fultz, he wanted certainty that the Sixers can get their guy. On June 19, 2017, the Sixers would trade up for the number 1 overall pick from the Boston Celtics.
Very excited about having the certainty of number 1.
Though this was looked upon favorably at the time, in hindsight, it was likely that the Sixers actually got played by the Celtics.
The Celtics would have taken Tatum number 1. So Boston, to pull that trade off, has to, number 1, convince Philly there's a chance that they or the Lakers will take Fultz, and then fleece them to get this extra pick.
But despite hindsight bias, the Sixers are finally looking like a real team, finishing off the season winning 16 games in a row, clinching the 3rd seed in the East. In the 2018 playoffs, the Sixers would make it to the 2nd round before losing to the Boston Celtics.
And the ball game is over, and Boston is headed to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Even though their season was cut short, the Sixers are now ahead of schedule on their timeline. Not only that, but they're also in the prime position to land LeBron James, as James had allegedly began looking for private schools in Philadelphia and was also flattered by this billboard in Cleveland.
You could say it's a distraction. It's not a distraction. It's actually very flattering.
In 2 seasons,
it's a distraction for the rest of your team because you're trying to play basketball for the Cavs, and all the speculation is that you're going to leave them. Anyways,
with the team, Colangelo has led the Sixers from the worst team in NBA history to looking like a contender for years to come. Plus 18 wins in his first season, then plus 24 in the following.
I can assure you that's not going to happen next year. We're not going to beat 24 wins. We would be the best team of all time.
But some amongst the Sixers fan base remained skeptical, because while Colangelo was doing his exit interview, Jason Tatum, who the Sixers could have had, was going head-to-head with LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Sixers were meanwhile stuck with Markelle Fultz, who was suffering through some mysterious injuries all season long.
Yeah, I saw his story. I might have to do a video or react to a video on him someday. Because there's still some things I don't quite understand about what happened to this young man. But he was looking like a hell of a star. But his shot just, something psychological happened and it never got better.
But of course, Colangelo did have his own legion of defenders as well. Okay, hold up a second. I feel I've seen that account before. In this account. In this account.
Oh.
Wait a second. Aren't these all the same accounts from earlier? And why are some of these tweets so personal?
I forgot the purpose of the video. Let's go.
In this one tweet where this guy is alleging that Bryan Colangelo was holding back Markelle Fultz, this Twitter account replies, "Shame on you, you big fat liar. I hope your TV breaks tonight." Why are these the same accounts defending Bryan Colangelo? As if that's all they're on the app to do.
Wait, was it Bryan Colangelo who had the burner account? Ooh.
As if.
No way.
Bryan Colangelo himself. In this other tweet where this guy jokes, "This you, Bryan?" the account replies, "No, but thanks for the compliment. He is too classy to even engage. Worked with him. He is a class act."
Oh, dude, come on. Way to just give away. Way to just give it away.
And also there's this tweet where this guy is making fun of Bryan Colangelo's love for big callers, and the account replies, "That is a normal caller. Move on, find a new slant." See, back in 2018, a Sam Hinkie fan on Twitter noticed this as well, and decided to tip a journalist by the name of Ben Detrick.
The story first came when I got a DM on Twitter, and they said, "I have a scoop. Would you be interested?" And I said, yes. Told me he worked in artificial intelligence. He said, "These guys are ruining the Sixers. I think I've found these accounts, this evidence, and I think we should write a story on them."
The tipster specifically noticed that these 5 accounts all follow the same people and use the same language. And most of all, they serve the same purpose, to defend the honor of Bryan Colangelo. On May 22nd, Ben Detrick decided to take action, emailing the Sixers of his findings. Though Detrick had 5 accounts that he suspected, he only gave the Sixers 2 accounts. The outspoken Eric Jr. account.
It's funny, I don't even have any social media accounts. I couldn't imagine keeping up with like 5 of them.
And Philo123456, an account that shared the same patterns as the others, but didn't have any posts.
And then they came back to me and they're like, "Yeah, it's not Eric Jr." And then they were like, "Philo123456, yes, that is him."
After that, Detrick waited and waited and waited.
Damn, man, your dad would not approve of this one. No way.
Finally, it happened.
Yeah, I was just sitting there and I was refreshing them, and every few minutes. And then I saw Steel Ballin go down and it went to private. Then a few minutes later, I checked back and I saw Honest Abe go down and enough Cohen sources also.
Damn.
So within I would say a 15 to 20 minute period, at least while I was watching, they went down. And that was the exact same time when Bryan Colangelo was notified. And then when I asked the Sixers representative if he had spoken to anyone else, he said no.
This was the smoking gun. Detrick would release the article on May 29th, 2018.
There is an explosive report this morning from a sports website called TheRinker.com. It claims the Sixers president.
This summer is arguably the most important offseason in Sixers franchise history. LeBron James is a free agent. He's the best player on the planet, and Philly is a possibility. But how can you haul in a king if your own kingdom is potentially in ruin?
He called Nerlens Noel a selfish punk before trading him.
Another account criticized Joel Embiid for dancing on stage at a Meek Mill concert while he was recovering from an injury. Embiid has been up all night responding to the reports. He took to Twitter to mock the idea of using a burner account and called Hinkie better and smarter than Colangelo.
This is crazy, but Colangelo, he rarely speaks to the media, and we were actually in Philly last month. Listen to this.
We've got elite level talent, but we've got elite level character. It's a big part of what I do. I'm looking for something beyond just basketball skills. I'm looking for people that fit the culture of the organization.
As game 1 was starting, Dan Gilbert sent out a number of tweets.
I wasn't aware of that. It was his account though, right? Didn't.
2 days later, the Sixers would begin an investigation into the matter. On June 7th, just like his predecessor, Bryan Colangelo would resign from the Philadelphia Sixers.
What a shameful way to go
President of
out.
Basketball Operations Bryan Colangelo resigned yesterday after that whole debacle.
The findings would conclude that it wasn't actually Colangelo on these burners, but his wife.
That is throwing your own wife under the bus.
Dude.
The Sixers would conclude that even though it wasn't Colangelo operating these accounts, he was still responsible for these information getting out. Colangelo himself did not agree.
Then he goes on about his wife.
Man, just take the accountability and say, I learned my lesson. I don't know how I let this happen, and just move on with your life, man. Dude, denying it or blame shifting. Come on.
Her actions were a seriously misguided effort to publicly defend and support me. And while I recognize how inappropriate these actions were, she acted independently and without my knowledge or consent.
Oh, bullshit.
Further, the content
I did not inhale.
Was filled with inaccuracies.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Come on.
And conjecture, which in no way represent my own views or opinions.
So was it really Colangelo on the burners, or was it a wife who was defending her husband's honor? We will never know. To this day, Bryan Colangelo still denies the fact that he had any knowledge of those burner accounts. The 76ers to this day have still not made it past the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, which one may argue is being stuck in the mediocrity that Hinkie feared so much.
And now they're stuck with Embiid, and poor Maxey. Get Maxey out of there, man. Jeez, he's stuck with two terrible stars.
However, with the star power they now have, at least they won't be starting over from scratch.
They will soon.
And for Hinkie and Colangelo, I guess the only thing worse than saying the quiet part out loud is to pretend that you never said it at all.
Right?
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. My name is Danny Wu. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one, which is one of my personal favorites.
I reacted to that one.
Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
Yeah, it was a good video. Wow. All right, you guys. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a couple of burner accounts for YouTube. And anytime I get a hate comment, which is literally every video, I'm just going to tag team them with like 5 different accounts. How pathetic. How insecure do you have to be to do this kind of stuff? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Like, stay off Twitter, man. Just stop it. Get some help. Oh man. All right, you guys. I'm gonna head out of here. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. I did not remember that this was a Colangelo who pulled this one off, because I have such high respect for Jerry Colangelo. But here we are. I learned something new today. Hope you guys did too. And once again, if you enjoyed this, go check out Woo Hoop's channel. There's plenty more stuff over there, but it is still a young channel. Yeah, without further ado, please leave this video a like, shoot a comment down below so we can have a good conversation like we always do. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and hit that bell if you want to get notified when it's time for boards to not hit back. Peace out, everyone.